The usual mohawk. My mohawk or your mohawk? Fair enough. Respect. Do you want me to? Should I bring the top down or leave it? Is it okay? All right. Now, I've been meaning to ask you this. So you ordinarily, when I assume you don't have social media. Okay. So usually when I make videos of my haircut, I don't make a video of the person in the video, or I don't make the video about the person in the video. Mm-hmm. But I would love to make a video about your haircut. Because I in these like forums that I'm in, there's a lot of like people have opinions, people say stuff, and a lot of time like a new barber will post a picture, they'll say, hey, asking for critiques, and then people will just roast it, right? And my response is always, what does it matter what other people think about the cut your client asked for and you gave them? You gave the client the mirror, they loved it. That's your job. Your job is not to make me as another barber think, wow, thumbs up, right? So I would love to be able to give an example of a situation where a client wants something that may not look the way a model or like something on magazine or whatever would look, right? But everybody has their own preferences, which I respect, right? Like, that's why I have a job, is because you trust me to do this, to emulate or to create what you were asking. I'm a vessel, right? And I feel like it's more. I think it's important that up and coming barbers understand that the job is not to give someone the cleanest stage ever. It's to do what they ask. So with your blessing. Cool. Okay. And I would never. Did you say we're leaving the top or bringing leaving? Leave it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, remember, I got you referral off money. Yeah. You certainly did. You certainly did. So this is the finished result. Now, in the beginning of the video, I asked him, did he want his mohawk or my mohawk? In the past, I cut his hair for his wedding. And in the past, his wife wanted his mohawk to be faded, to look like a professional did it. Ever since the wedding, he has asked for a chili bowl. He does not like fades. He does not like quote unquote good haircuts. And my job is to absolutely do every single thing he asked that I can do within the realm of my skill set and my profession. A couple days ago, I asked, are you a barber or are you an artist? And there are times where a client is going to say, you know what, man, just make me look good. And then that is your cue. That's your time to shine. But ultimately, we are order takers. We have no say in what our clients want for their personal style and self-expression. My job is not to overrule a client, because if I were to alienate him, if I were to say, oh, I know best, you don't want that, I will never see this dude again. And I've been cutting Mr. Lowe's hair for 4.5 years at this point. He was one of the first clients that came to my shop when we first opened. And he's been rocking with me ever since. And when I tell you, I've given this dude chili bowl after chili bowl after chili bowl at his request. People work hard for their money. They don't need someone telling them what they should or should not be getting. Now, in the end of the video, he mentioned that his mohawk got me a referral. True story. He was at a gym. Someone asked him where he got his haircut at. And he told me the story. I thought he was full of shit. Sure enough, a guy a week after he told me this story corroborates the story and was like, yo, I was in a gym. I saw this dude with a mohawk. and I'm new to town. I was just like, yo, where can, where you get your haircut at? And, Mr. Lowe gave him my information. The dude booked. And I swear to God, I thought he was pulling my leg because I expected, I expected the opposite to happen. I expected people to be like, hey, fam, where you get the haircut at? Where you get that old chili bowl at? And then never walk through my, you know what I'm saying? Like when they find out, oh, you got it at Tiger Cut, perfect. I'm never going there. and, and also, and I want to tell like the entire story. The last time I cut Mr. Lowe's hair, I was pretty much at this phase of the haircut. I was pretty much done. And a walk-in came in and he was writing his name down on the sign-in sheet. And he asked me what we charged. And I told him, and then I saw him look at my client's haircut. And then he goes, I'll be right back. He never came back. And he never came back. And that's the thing about this industry. I have a right to refuse service. We all have a right to say, you know what? I'm not going to do that service. I'm not going to do that. There have been times where I've had people ask me for something and I'll say, hey man, I don't think that's going to turn out the way you wanted to. And there was one time where I feel like I feel like I crossed the line. I told a kid that I would do this haircut, but you can't tell nobody I did it. And I don't think I should have said that to the kid. But you've got to make a decision for yourself. Are you in this game for the love of the game? Are you in this game for money? Are you in this game because you think you're an artist? Are you in the game because you are an artist? There's no wrong answer. But I'm telling you, if your bottom line is the bottom line, then you'll learn to take orders real quick because we don't know best unless a client is asking us for our expertise. Outside of that, when a client has money burn a hole in their pocket and they want to put it in your pocket, and all you have to do is follow their direction and do what they ask, I encourage you, make that money. My goal, my platform is trying to help others exploit the game the way that I did. I give great haircuts. I give good haircuts. I give not so good haircuts. And I give terrible haircuts. And I charge full price for every single one of them. I encourage y'all, take your ego out of it. Take your pride out of it. This is a business. If you don't do that haircut for them, someone will. And someone's going to make that money. I thrive on relationships. I thrive on rapport building. I thrive on getting people to come back to me. And the way that I do it is by listening to what the client is asking for. I cannot tell you how many times I've met a new client and they sit in my chair and I ask them, why did you leave your last barber? And they will say, and I quote, they didn't listen. I told them this, they gave me that. I asked for this, they gave me that. I said, don't do this, they did that. And I'm telling you, the quickest way to lose a client is to not listen to understand, not meet them where they're at. They don't speak our language. They don't know the lingo. They don't know the vernacular. They don't know the terms. So it is our job to turn up our listening skills and put away our artistic, paintbrush and beret. That's not our job. I've had so many times in my life where someone will be like, oh, you ain't done. But they'll hear the client say, okay, thank you. That looks good. And then I'll take the money, I'll end the transaction, and I'll get the next person in my chair. When a client tells you, I want to fade on the sides, don't touch the top, that means don't touch the top. If a client says, I want this, that, or the other, don't do the edge up. That means don't do the edge up. This job can be so simple. A lot of us mess it up because we don't know how to listen. I encourage you, put down your paintbrush, take off your beret, become a listener before you become an artist. Appreciate y'all time. I am Sean Cuss H on all social media. I stream daily on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Instagram. I tried Fanbase today. It didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but I stream Thursday through Monday on all those platforms. I try to post daily, but sometimes it becomes difficult. But again, I appreciate y'all time. Please, all the buttons, all the things. Give me feedback on this conversation. What do you think? How would you have handled it? I love to hear from you. Let me know what you think.